They just go with the flow. It's the Herschy and Keegs Show.
Welcome to Herschy and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday night, 8 p.m., special early show.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to put our lips on your nips because it's time to hang out with Herschy and the Keegs. It is Tuesday night, 8 p.m. We're excited to be here, excited to hang out with you guys. Mike Keegan, Mark Hirschman, Tony Walker. Let's get going.
Lips on nips sounds good, man.
Yeah, that's right. I could use a little. We were just having that conversation before the show.
That's never gone bad, that move.
No, it hasn't.
It's just
once
a
I saw.
Once, yeah. It is a shame, and you know, in life we have there's social mores and expectations, and there's a limitation on how far you can take comedy. I don't care anyone who says you can't, you can go and cross any lines. You can.
Yeah.
Like if we discussed right now what we were discussing right before we went on air just now, we would not have any friends.
Yeah, you lose friends. Nobody wants to, because you got to talk about people when they're not here.
I mean, friends are overrated. There's no question about it. Like, as you get older, you have less of them, but the ones that you have, you appreciate more.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
But we would definitely, we would be ostracized probably from multiple communities. The Catholic Church, the Temple,
that's right.
Comedy Club.
The temple that we go to, yeah.
The Temple. I'm just saying in general, like, we have hard laughs all day long. We text things and such, and we just can't really do that in real life. Why is that?
I think because people are very sensitive and they don't know how to laugh at themselves. They lose the humor. I don't know if you saw Jerry Seinfeld's speech at Duke University.
Okay, so I was away all weekend. Samantha, my oldest, graduated from Binghamton.
Oh, congratulations!
Yes, thank you very much.
Samantha, all that protesting Palestine.
Right,
and
she doesn't do any of that business. But so I believe that the Duke Jerry Seinfeld graduation happened this weekend as well.
It was this past weekend.
Okay, so I know very little about it. So you tell me.
The little bit that I know, I just watched his speech, but the little bit I know that there were obviously the anti-Israeli Palestine animals there that wanted to, not that I'm taking sides,
right?
But they wanted
you can on this one. Yeah, we're gonna let
they
you.
want to do their cute little protests that their parents are paying for,
right?
Hundreds of thousands of dollars,
sure. And
then they're going to get their liberal arts degree and then beg for money from me when I go to McDonald's in the morning.
Exactly.
Boom. They could do whatever they want to do, but so they decide to boo Jerry Seinfeld when he went on to be the commencement speaker.
Why was he speaking pro-Israel during the thing?
He's just Jewish. They hate Jewish people. There's so much hatred in these kids' hearts that have not lived any kind of life yet.
Okay, because I wanted to be in favor of anyone who was anti-Jerry Seinfeld because I detest him,
exactly.
but not just because he was Jewish, obviously.
Yeah, I don't like him just because he's Jewish, but I like the message that he's... No, I'm not a
Seinfeld guy, and as a matter of fact, he had a episode a week or two ago where he fucking came out and... I guess subconsciously or whatever, he ripped Howard Stern in a really in a not a very direct way,
but
and
he
like
backpedaled real quick with that too.
But what are you doing? Why would you ever go on another podcast? It was David Spade and
he's been on Howard Stern a million times. They're friends and
great airtime together.
He's trying to get publicity for that shit movie that he just put out.
God. I don't know if you
guys did you saw that,
you watch
Tony?
it, Tone?
Oh,
really?
Terrible.
I got through half of it. It was. I know it's purposely supposed to be goofy and campy, but unfrosted. It's about the
Pop-Tart industry.
The Pop-Tart wars between Post and Kellogg, and it's so.
Was there even such a thing though? There was no. Really
there
a
wasn't
war.
really. It was. There was. They were in a race to be the first person to get like a toasted breakfast treat.
This is going back many years
ago? In the 70s, I believe it was.
All right.
It's just like I can't stand Jim Gaffigan. I can't stand Seinfeld. It's just Amy Schumer. I can't stand.
Oh God!
And it was just so dumb and like purposely campy and like he wants to bash comedy, like comedy that's happening now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the guy's never said anything edgy in his life, and then he's like I got the solution to comedy. Let me make this dumb Pop-Tart movie that everybody's gonna hate. It was so stupid. Like I don't know if he's trying to purposely put the nail in the coffin of comedy. If somebody's gonna do it, it must be him.
Maybe.
But the movie wasn't great. I got through half of it.
Yeah.
And, but I did like his speech though at Duke because what happened? So I told you those animals were protesting.
Okay.
They booed him when he got on stage.
Yeah.
And then, but he was saying he's like, listen, I'm 70 years old. I'm done. That's it. I did what I had to do.
Done.
You guys have your whole lives ahead of you. You're good.
Yeah.
I love that you're passionate. You're passionate about something.
Yeah.
You're gonna figure out what road that's gonna lead you to.
Sure.
But don't lose humor along the way.
Don't lose humor.
Because you know what? No matter what, you people are bright kids. You went to Duke. You're gonna change the world.
Yeah.
You're gonna make the world a better place. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that's gonna make this world make sense or make it any kind. It's still gonna be some kind of an unholy mess.
Okay.
And it's only gonna get worse if you don't have humor to laugh at what's going on around you.
So it was a little bit of a preach fest.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit of a preach fest.
Which I agree with the message, even though I don't like him.
Here's the issue though, and certainly again the anti-Jewish thing is terrible. I don't think that he's a very likable human being. And we talked about likability last week, that likability is something you either have or you don't have. You can walk up on stage and you can have timing and you can have bits and you can be clever. But if you're unlikable, I think the smart crowd feels that.
Yeah. Listen, there's no bigger Seinfeld, the TV show fan or Curb Your Enthusiasm than I am.
Yeah.
I don't like him. I think you're right. He's completely unlikable. I think he's unlikable to the layperson that doesn't know the behind the scenes, but I also, being in comedy, know so many people who have met him, and he's been such a dick to every single person I know that has met him.
So what is the story we heard that so we're right now in the radio studio of Governor's Comedy Club, the A Club on Long Island, the biggest comedy club in the area. And the story goes, the bathroom that we're about, I don't know, I guess 20 feet away from, was allegedly built because Seinfeld said that he would come back to Governor's after hitting it big and many years not being here, if they put a bathroom by the green room, which for years there wasn't.
A bathroom with a private shower and a beautiful, beautiful bathroom that they built there.
Yeah. And he never used it.
Never stepped foot in it after they spent all the money building
Ridiculous.
that bathroom for him.
Yeah, just a rotten guy.
And stuff like that. I've known people that, he drops in a Gotham Comedy Club a lot, and I know people that, he'll bump for spots, which is, I don't mind that. That's what comics do, bigger comics. But, they'll go up to him and try to talk to him, and he won't even look at them in the eye. He shows up a lot of times with George Wallace. That's his best friend.
Okay.
George Wallace takes pictures with everybody, shakes everybody's hand, gives them advice. Jerry Seinfeld will not make eye contact with you. I know somebody that was hosting the show, Jerry Seinfeld, dropped in, and he goes, hey, when I bring you up, can my friend just take a quick picture? He goes, no, do not do that. and his friend did take a picture, and Jerry got pissed off. And
Too fucking bad, Jer.
Exactly.
Too bad, J-Dog.
That's the price you pay for being a billionaire.
Right. I know.
You want to be in the spotlight, you gotta make some concessions.
You got to pay the piper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so that was disgusting. That whole thing that happened down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe one day we'll just unleash. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll just go.
I want to do the farewell tour of just saying everything to everybody that I want to say.
Just everything to everyone. Yeah. So other than watching Seinfeld this weekend, what was your weekend like, young man?
That's it. I watched
That's all you had, right?
No, it was a busy weekend. We Friday night we had a show in Yonkers, Carla and I. It was this place Moriarty's. Great place.
How did you how did you land a place like that? How did you go about that? It's not close to here.
Yeah, so that started with that 8 o'clock shot group on Facebook.
Oh, right, Peter Hirsch.
With Peter Hirsch. I don't know if you don't know what 8 o'clock shot is, it's during the pandemic. This guy, Sean O'Leary, and a couple other people made this Facebook group. Because you can't leave your house. Everybody got together at 8 o'clock and just posted pictures or videos of them taking a shot at home in the quarantine. And it just spread like wildfire. And it has like 250,000 followers in that group now.
Right.
And it started right here on Long Island. And so a lot of people, they get little local celebrities in there, Peter Hirsch. And then, I became friendly with Peter. And then this guy, Pete Cummins, who owns Moriarty's, wanted to start doing comedy nights there. He saw that I was a comic. I was in the group. He goes, hey, why don't you come down here? We'll put a comedy night together. So
Unreal.
It was just it was 2 months ago. It was a year since the first one we did there.
And is every show solid?
Every show is pretty solid. This one was actually a little bit light because it was at the same exact time on Friday as the Knick game.
Terrible planning.
So
who would do such a thing?
So
idiots.
Yeah. So half the people there wanted to watch the Knick game.
Yeah.
So we ended up having to wait until the end of it was supposed to start 8.
Oh.
Knick game didn't end until after 9:30, so
Okay.
I ended up having to start late. I'm like, if this game goes into overtime, I'm just gonna kill myself right on McLean Avenue.
Yeah.
So it ended up, but then the Knicks lost, and everyone's in a shit mood.
Oh God.
Know? So
shit
but it was
mood, and then your stand-up act,
and then they have to sit through me after a Knicks loss. I'm like, I couldn't.
Corn dogs are vegetable. Go fuck yourself, Governor.
But it's a solid room. They have good food, good drinks there. It's a good crowd.
All right. So you can keep it going, though.
We're gonna keep it going, yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday night we're at Laughing Stock Comedy Club in Pennsylvania, which is an awesome club. Jeff Paul and Rich Carucci run it.
Oh, okay.
And it was awesome. It was a really cool. The guy Jay Yoder was on the show with us. Me, him, Carla. Jay's awesome. Jay Yoder's really, really funny. He's a Philly guy, Philly comic. And he tours with these board teachers, the comedy group, and they sell out all these clubs all over the place. They're awesome.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen they have a webpage.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've been here and they sell out when they're here.
They've been here. They sell the room out, and he was featuring on that show, and really cool room. They actually oversold the room, so they put us in the bigger room. It's at a Holiday Inn there.
Shit!
So it was cool. It was a really good show.
So they take it. So for people who are not familiar with comedy shows that happen at non-comedy club venues, sometimes hotels and things like that will take a room and they'll just some of them don't do a good job of it, and some of them do a really good job of it.
They do a good job of it. The hotel there doesn't particularly help them promote a lot, but Jeff Paul and Rich Carucci put a lot of work into it and really building a name for themselves there. And they teamed up with this guy Emilio, who owns New York Comedy Club in the city.
Estevez.
So Emilio Estevez. And I tip my hat like this.
Yeah,
Emilio.
Right.
But he gets them like big acts. He hooked them up with like the William Morris agency, so it gets them some big acts.
That's no joke.
Cool. Yeah. So it was good. It was good. It was a good time. That's a great club, Laughing Stock. If you're ever in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
So we never really talked about this, but I'm always curious, like the fact that you and Carla, aside from being boyfriend girlfriend, that you get a chance to road trip and almost like quasi vacation when you're going on these little type of road gigs. Did you guys sleep over in Pennsylvania or no?
We didn't, because she had a 1 p.m. show the next day for Mother's Day.
Oh, here?
In Brooklyn.
Okay.
It was with our old buddy Mario Bosco.
Nice.
The show there.
Oh,
so
good.
She had to be back early. So we ended up driving back after the show in Pennsylvania. Got home at like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's not so much a vacation going on the road with her, though.
Okay.
She is, I don't know if you guys know, she is Hispanic.
Okay.
So she is perpetually late for everything in the goddamn world.
Is that a thing? Is that a Hispanic stereotype? I'm not aware.
It is. They're very late and have no concept of time.
Okay.
So
that's a sweeping. Is it? You're talking about just Colombia or
no,
Ecuador, Venezuela, Guatemala,
all of Hispania,
Guatemala. Yeah.
All of Hispania are notorious
all of
late
anything Spain related.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And she is.
Or is that could it just be simply a thing that it's a female thing or
dude? It's
Womania.
It's a female thing. It's she's like the perfect storm of being fucking late for everything.
Gotcha. So is that what causes potential beef as far as
yeah, so much stress. It's anytime we go on the road to do comedy, like the first 45 minutes we do not speak to each other because I'm yelling at her and she's like, "Oh, well, we're gonna get there in time." I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get there in time 5 minutes before the show starts. Right. I'm neurotic with being early to things.
And maybe you want her to have a drink or a burger or something.
Exactly. I want to hang out for a little bit. At the very least, just like sit in the green room.
Yeah.
And after I just drove for 3 hours and unwind for a little bit. And she doesn't get that. Like she wants to get there, get on stage, and get out. You know, I'm like, no, it's not the experience. I don't want to be rushing around. And it drives me friggin' nuts.
But what about the listen? There's no one who dislikes everything about comedy more than me, other than the actual comedy part.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but what about the good? What about the hang? Like for me, once I go on stage, and if I have a good set, which thank God I usually do, as you know.
Oh, exactly. Exclusively.
When I like coming and hanging in the green room. I don't love hanging in the green room before my set.
Yeah.
But once my set's done and like I had a good set, you had a good set, and now we can just
shit
hang
on everybody that goes up.
Yeah,
after
yeah.
us.
You know, so do you guys ever share those moments? Or
we do. Like she after the show's over and like I'm all my neuroses dissipate.
Yes.
We'll have fun. We'll have a glass of wine and make fun of whoever's going up there and talk about how the show was. And,
okay.
You know, usually we do pretty well.
Yeah.
And like in a couple weeks, we're going to be at Catch a Rising Star in Princeton.
Oh, beautiful!
So I know that the Saturday show is going to be awesome though, because the comedy club is 20 feet away from our hotel room, so I don't have to worry about being late.
Okay,
Friday's going to be a nightmare. I know that because we got to leave on a Friday, get to Princeton,
which is a mother of a drive.
Mother of a drive after work.
It's not that long of a drive.
It's not that bad,
but it's just the worst drive.
It's the worst. It's just getting over the George Washington, going through the
Staten Island or whatever the hell you're doing.
Yeah, and but it's cool because like we're in the hotel, the comedy club's in the hotel, so we get the whole weekend. We're gonna bring Juliana, so that's like the vacation aspect that you're talking about.
Okay, so where is the Grasshopper when you got? Is she in the room with your mom or what?
She's usually either comes into the comedy club or outside. In that particular place, there's like a lobby. There's like a restaurant area outside of the comedy club. Okay, so she can hang out there, go on her iPad, have a little bite to eat. And, you know, Carl and I.
So someone's always watching her, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so that's like the perfect place to do shows because we get the hotel. There's a pool inside the hotel, so it's like a free little vacation.
Your mom is asking. Remember when Ray left without Deborah?
Oh my! I have no.
That's what she wrote.
I don't even. Oh, probably from Everybody Loves
Raymond.
Yeah, yes, yeah. That's right. Because Deborah is Carla, who is perpetually late and doesn't give a shit about anyone's time and their time frame and their neuroses, and Ray just left without her. I've come so close to doing that.
We just left what? Left it was a party?
Wherever they were going, yeah.
Okay.
And she was just very late. And exactly, good call.
Yeah, that is a good call, Diane.
But yeah, I've come so close to doing that, but like the repercussions.
It's not worth it. Like you feel brave for 10 seconds.
Exactly.
And then you're afraid for the rest of your entire life.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like a TV show where like they have to like be friendly after 30 minutes and Robert comes in, oh, you guys are so silly. No, she's not going to talk to me for a week.
No, it's going to be horrendous.
And, she's
threats of breakups and things like that. And God, what would you do at this point? And, yeah.
But I do want to leave without her most of the time.
Yeah. That's interesting because she does carry herself as a professional comic other ways, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean she's a phenomenal MC. She keeps the show so tight, and keeps everybody to their time. She has everybody's credits down. She's like a Nazi when she's doing that, but it's just like trying to get her to leave the house. Honestly, dude, like, what are you doing, lady?
And I don't mean any disrespect towards anyone who's not Carla as an MC, but generally speaking, it is a lost art to take pride at being an MC.
Yeah.
Not to knock anyone who we know, people have mispronounced our names, but like, just like,
not on like shows that were dedicated
I'm just
to
saying,
our
just like
our names.
my name's no Mikey's name.
Not
too,
like
though.
shows where we've sold out the biggest comedy club on Long Island. And,
But Mikey's been on out of town where he's told someone the name of my podcast is Herschy and the Keegs,
and they
and
say
4 minutes later the guy is saying Herschy and the Keg.
Herschy and the Keg.
Yeah, like it's. Are you
Even Carla did mess that up one time though when she said Mikey and the Keegs.
Oh no, but that was like that was cute though. Like that was because I call you Mikey all the time.
Yeah.
So but it's like just bring a piece of paper up.
Exactly. She writes it on her hand.
Yeah.
And but. It is a lost art though, like you were saying, like people that don't really know comedy, like back in the 80s and early 90s, it used to be the best comedian on the lineup was the MC.
Yeah.
Like Richard Belzer was like the house MC at the Catch a Rising Star in the city.
How did that change? What happened to comedy that...
I don't know exactly what changed, but it just seems like most places give the most inexperienced person the MC spot because they get paid the least, they do the least amount of time on stage. And then it just kind of fell to the most inexperienced. But that's the person that sets the tone for the entire show.
Yeah, I've talked to you about this before. When I first started, for a while, when I would perform here, they would always put me up first all the time. I wasn't emceeing. I was the first comic. And people would be like, God, they fucking hate you that they keep on doing that. And I liked it because it was, you have to work harder at the beginning. Like, you're starting out that night.
But especially here, like, the people that are booking know comedy. And they know how to set up a lineup. And they're going to put a stronger comic up first to kind of get to, because you don't want to have 4 weak comics to dig a hole and then the rest of the comics, like whenever I produce my own show, somebody will be like, oh, who's going to host? I'm like, I'm going to host because it's my show.
Right.
I want to have it in my control. I don't want to put the least experienced comic as the MC because then the show is up in the air.
I find that coming out to a tight audience, you can feel it. Like, it's very hard to describe for someone who's not a comic, but as a comic going out to the audience, you can feel everything. You can feel if it's a good mood crowd, bad mood, uptight, right wing. It's just very easy in a very short period of time. You can tell what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And I remember when I would go up early in sets in shows.
Sex?
I go early in sex. That does happen still. But I go up early, and if you felt the crowd tight, and then if you were able to break them a little bit, it felt fucking terrific.
It felt great. It felt great.
It felt great.
It felt great.
Yeah,
it feels great.
It really felt terrific. It feels terrific. So.
That's why a lot of times, like if it's a 3-person show and the host, a lot of times is the most inexperienced person, and they don't get the crowd going.
Yeah.
And they just kind of get up there and go right into material, into a cold. The crowd wants to be kind of warmed up and eased into the show. They don't want you to do material. They kind of want to get a feel of the people around them.
That's right.
So a lot of comics, when they're inexperienced, they'll just go right into their material and start doing it, and they kind of lose the crowd because the material's probably not great if you're a newer comic.
Yeah.
And you're also not getting a warm thing. So I'll often, if I go up second after that, I feel like I'm emceeing the show because then I'm like, I have to get the crowd into it and kind of not do my material and say, make some noise, give yourselves a round of applause, stuff like that, because the host didn't do that.
It's a very good point. And we were on a show a month ago for the 95th birthday party, and it was one of the first times where I subconsciously, or whatever you want to say, I decided that I was definitely not going to dive into material because I had enough stuff that I could do crowd work with, knowing that these people, and it felt unbelievable because they were laughing at that stuff so much more than the material. I almost I was almost annoyed at myself. After 5 minutes, I actually went into material, and they weren't interested. I mean, they were fine with the material, but the stuff about the family and the restaurant and
that's it is. Then everyone's like, oh, here we're all together.
We're one group.
It's all marinating.
And people love to laugh. Like if you make someone laugh about themselves, people love to laugh.
Exactly.
They love to laugh at themselves.
And everybody loosens up a little bit.
Self-deprecating or making fun of them, they love that shit.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be like mean and cruel.
It's not exactly. It's mean. It's just observational stuff. Like, oh, you're right. I'm wearing a stupid shirt. But stuff like that.
Do you notice that a lot of the videos that we see on TikTok and Instagram nowadays are crowd work, comics doing crowd work because they don't want to do material so it doesn't get stolen, which is fine. Yeah. But some of the crowd work I find is not feel good crowd work.
It's mean.
It's just mean spirited crowd work.
And they're trying to get reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And another thing, like the audience doesn't really. Even though the MC is a comedian, the audience at first doesn't think that the MC is an actual comic.
They think you're an MC.
Like, oh, this person's MC in the show. Mm-hmm. Why are they doing jokes? And then they don't get it right away.
That's right.
And then so they want the MC to kind of come in and start just where are you from? What do you do? That kind of stuff a little bit.
Do you know this comic? His name is Phil Hanley.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable, and he does the most natural, sweet crowd work. Like it's just goofy, but it's never malicious.
Yeah.
And there's one, if you've seen it, it's like there's like a very attractive 35-year-old blonde woman in the audience, and he'll be like, "Where are you from?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm from Czechoslovakia." He'd be like, "I'm from Czechoslovakia."
That's exactly.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, I'm going home to." He's like, "I'm going home from San Francisco to our airport."
Exactly.
And it's just like adorable and sweet. And comedy can be that. It doesn't have to be which we talked a little bit about. Did we talk about the roast at all? Did we? We
didn't talk about it.
So
yet,
there are comics that make you feel. You may laugh at them, but you feel dirty after you've watched. It's not a clean watch. Yeah. It's just like the roast for people who liked it. I don't think there's most of the people that I know who are smart comedy watchers realize that the roast was not good.
Yeah,
it was not good. It was a lot of just that fuck him piece of shit and Robert Kraft masturbating and all this stuff.
That's what it is. Like Kevin Hart was terrible.
Terrible.
Kevin Hart, every time a joke didn't work, he would do the fail safe, like "fuck you, Tom Brady,"
right?
And he was terrible, and he's doing time in between all the comics.
Brutal.
He was so bad. He looked uncomfortable and just like, I know he produced it, so he's got to be the face of the show. And it's probably not a popular opinion. I think Kevin Hart took away from the roast.
He was brutal.
Terrible.
He was brutal. The only one, like you could say Nikki Glaser had some sharp material.
Yeah.
She did have some sharp material. But as far as the athletes who were doing time, I don't know if again, if I would have watched this roast 2009 before I started doing stand-up, I probably would have thought it was brilliantly funny. But after doing stand-up for all these years and you understand the tricks and things like that, like what these football players were doing were just reading material that was written for them off of a teleprompter.
Yeah.
And just because you can read funny words doesn't mean that you're going to deliver them the right way.
That's what it is. The delivery was terrible. Like Edelman had some good lines, but the delivery was brutal.
Just
even
bad.
Tom Brady had some good lines, but the delivery was just so uncomfortable.
It's not,
but even the comics, like they didn't write their own stuff. Andrew Schultz, I know somebody that wrote 4 of his jokes.
Oh my God, Andrew Schultz did forget it. Like some of these guys who think, like the Sam Morrills and the Andrew Schultzes and the Burt Kreischers and the Tom Segura's, they consider themselves like the Rat Pack now. Those guys, you know what I mean? Yeah. And they're funny. They're all funny guys, but we saw Burt Kreischer do stand up. We both thought it was extremely weak.
Yeah, it was
summer.
Bad.
It was 3.
He had 15 minutes on stage. He spent 10 of it singing the national anthem.
Yeah, it was just terrible. We thought that out of all those comics that we saw, that other than David Tell, Shane Gillis, and was there one other? The guy with the voice, with the deep voice, Dan Soder.
Okay, yeah,
Dan
Soder. Good, yeah.
But other than that, there was some big name.
Tiffany Haddish, brutal.
Terrible job. Burt Kreischer and Tom Segura on the roast, they admittedly ate it. Like they did not do a good job.
There were a couple cute, funny little lines.
Yeah.
Tony Hinchcliffe was pretty good because he just did a rapid fire.
That's right.
Tony Hinchcliffe, I kind of liked.
I think, and I don't know I feel like this is the
I
same
like
thing.
Belichick though.
Yeah,
It was fun
yeah, he did okay.
Just because it was fun to
Out of
watch
his
him
persona.
in way out of
Yeah.
what we know him.
I think that this goes for actors, comedians, athletes. When you start reading the headlines about you, when you start reading how good you are, is when you lose it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you need to remain humble. You could tell that some of these comics on that show that night, they were like, "Hey, we're the big shot." They asked us to go ahead and be here for this roast.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is they missed the mark.
Yeah, Sam
They-
J was terrible.
Oh my God, she, yes,
It?
not good. Sam J was not good. And I understand
that thing sucked.
Sam J was not funny, not in the least bit.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
Very, very disappointed.
Yeah.
And
And it's also kind of maybe just like, I miss the old roasts. I miss the Greg Giraldos.
Right.
I miss the
Gilbert Gottfried's.
Gottfried's.
Yeah.
The Norm Macdonald's. You
Oh
know,
my
even Norm
God.
Macdonald like purposely tanked but made it brilliant. You
Brilliant.
know, like
Totally
like those
brilliant.
those were roasts. Those were like real biting.
Right. Smart
jokes.
Hard
They're not
hitting,
just going
smart.
for the gross punchline and the same
Yeah, it
old,
doesn't
you
have.
know.
You can be funny without
Yeah.
being horrifically
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can. And I don't know. Maybe there's been some chatter. People wanted. I posted that maybe a roast of MDH was going to
A
happen.
little
and,
Mark David Hirschman roast?
I don't know, man. I don't know. People
I
were.
think it's time. I think
people were lining up.
yeah.
People were lining up.
I think that would sell out a club.
I think we should think about that. What
should.
do you think, Tone?
I think you'd run out of the place crying. That's what I think.
Oh, thin skin.
Maybe
The thin-skinned Jewish boy.
Can I tell you? Know, no, you. I don't know. It's
It could go
possible.
either way. It really could go
Honestly,
either way.
There's no telling until that actually happens.
I think he'll keep composure that night, and he won't leave his house for 2 weeks. After
Oh
the
yeah,
roast.
no. It's
They
possible.
really think that about me?
Well, because the truth. What do they say? There's truth in jest.
Yeah, exactly.
So the truth is, like if you say something about someone, there's almost always some sort of truth
Yeah.
to it. It's not just.
I don't want to be
totally
involved
random.
in this roast.
Yeah.
He might scream like when a dog bites him. He might scream.
You know what? We'll have to see. We'll have to think about it.
That would be a fun roast to watch.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah.
you'd have to be. I would probably have Peter Bales be the master of ceremonies,
Yeah,
the MC,
yeah.
but you would be on the dais.
Oh yeah, of course.
Tone, you would definitely be involved in
Oh,
it.
cool, thanks.
Yeah, you'd be part of it.
Yeah. Who else do we
Haft.
have on there?
I would have
definitely Haft, Monty.
Haft and Monty for sure.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great. This is
Yeah.
a great
Oh no,
roast.
just Richie Walker probably.
Yeah.
If Keith Anthony would
Oh,
show
man,
up,
Keith Anthony, Carrie Carabas.
Carrie would do it. She's great at roast.
Yeah.
She would be told.
You know
my
who's-
people.
You know who I think was probably the best roaster I've ever seen is Patty Rossborough. I don't know if you ever seen her roast.
Yeah. She's smart.
She's very smart.
Yeah.
Such a good. Like
Yeah.
we did a roast here for Richie Byrne, and she was easily the best on the dais for that. And we had Joey Cola, we had Mark Riccadonna, we had Carrie.
Yeah.
Patty Rossborough was the best. But if you ever watch the roast of Rich Voss, Patty Rossborough blows everybody out of the water. And that had like Norton. That had every.
Is that viewable on YouTube?
Yeah,
or
it's
somewhere?
free on YouTube. The roast of Rich
It is?
Voss, and watch Patty Rossborough
Where was
on
it? It was the cellar.
They did it at the Stand, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I think they did it at the
Is the
Stand.
stand done? The stand?
No, it's still there.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
still there.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah.
I want to see that because I happen to like Patty a lot, and
Yeah.
she's funny.
Patty's
as hell.
awesome, and what a friggin' roaster she was.
All right,
And,
that's good to know.
Still is.
That's
She's
a good
still
little tip.
hilarious, Yeah.
But I wanted to say, so when you were talking about Carla, and this is not a segue or anything, but I read an article. Did you read this article this weekend that they were talking about how you could identify a psychotic woman? Did you see
Speaking
that?
of Carla, no, I
No.
didn't. But
Yeah.
I could have written that article.
Well, so the basically, you'd have to kind of like take a deep dive to understand exactly what they were talking about. But they were basically saying that you could determine a woman's level of psychosis just by the way they move their head, and if they don't move their head a lot when they talk. Like I remember years and years ago when I was a civilian working in the 9 to 5 grind
in the workforce.
Yeah, that I had a boss. I won't say her name, but she was was as evil as the day is long, and she'd open up the door a little bit of your office, and she would turn her head a little bit slightly like this, and then she wouldn't make exact eye contact with you, so she'd be looking past you.
She'd like look through you.
Yeah, it was fucking horrifying.
It is.
So that's supposedly how you could tell. I mean, for me, the real way to tell.
Carla hasn't moved her head in 7 years.
Right, she hasn't moved her head. Exactly. I think the real way to tell if a woman is psychotic is if she speaks.
She speaks.
Walks.
If she breathes.
Walks.
A lot of times when they breathe.
Drive.
You can tell, yeah,
Drives.
Oh my God.
What else?
You ever see those things drive?
What? Play basketball? Talk? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat a muffin?
I've seen
Anything? What
I
else,
think,
Tone?
I'm
Yeah.
staying out of this one.
Yeah.
Cook, clean.
Cook, clean.
Yeah, that's how you can tell a woman's psychotic.
Yeah.
I think Jack Nicholson said it best, and as good as it gets. The girl goes, "How do you understand and write about women so accurately?" He goes,
Oh my God.
I
As good as it gets.
take a man,
Yeah.
and I take away reason and accountability.
Dude, that's one of my favorite movies. You know that.
It is.
You know it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of
I love it.
It's one of the greatest lines in cinema history.
You know, I often try to play.
Sorry, Mom.
I try to play devil's advocate. I do, because I've been with Stacy now for October will be 30 years. Married for 25 this summer, and does she have outbursts and things like that? Absolutely, but there has to be stuff that I've driven her to insanity with. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure we don't help. Yeah, exactly.
No, and I'm not saying it's all justified, because I know I'm sure it's, there's a two-way street.
So you are saying she's been driven to insanity.
I'm
though.
saying that there are things like, I'll give you an example, okay? If she was watching, I probably wouldn't tell the story, but she
could be watching.
She
right.
She doesn't like the show. Yesterday we had Max had a basketball game at Island Garden in West Hempstead. I'm at work until 8, or the place I go. You know, I'm out until 8 o'clock. So I said to Max, let Max get a ride to the game, and then I'll pick you and the girls up, because Samantha and Anna are home. So I'm cruising down the street, and I pull up to the house, and I do the old now. As soon as I do that, she comes flying out of the house, and so the night's done. We're
livid.
Over. The night's over. She's like, "You have some fucking nerve," and she's carrying on. And I'm like, wait, no, I wasn't, like, she saw it as like a rush beep.
Yeah.
And I swear on anything
You're
that's
just doing it as an I'm here beep. Take your time, lady.
So here's the thing. I'm doing it as it's a happy beep. I'm home. And
Daddy's home.
Yeah. I'm also doing it as something that Steve Herschman, my late father, would do. My father would do that all the time. Yeah. And for me, when I was upstairs in our second floor apartment, and he pulled into the cul-de-sac we lived in, and I heard that, it was like the greatest thing ever for me.
Yeah.
So for me, that's...
when she hears it, it's a trigger.
That's right. So, and she sometimes uses the word, hold on a second, gaslighting. She says that I'm a gaslighter. And in this particular situation...
You know how you know women are psychotic? They use the word gaslighting.
Gaslighting, yeah. But the bottom line is, I really, in that situation, cannot invalidate her being pissed off that I did that. Because if she doesn't like it, she doesn't like it.
Because then you're dismissive of her feelings.
I can't, and I wasn't looking to do that. But I did want her to understand that it was not a rush beep. It was like, hey, we're going cruising in the new truck down to West Hempstead. Let's put the sunroof open, and we're going to go. And of course, it was radio silence in the car after the screaming.
Like, Marky's home, Stace. Let's go have some fun. And she sees it as, get your ass in the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is
you know
this.
what I do? I don't beep. I text Carla clock emojis. I text her like 40 clock emojis. Well, she hates that so much.
Yeah,
I guess that's considered gaslighting.
Well, the truth is, we live on the block that we live in for many years because we found the house from someone that she used to work with, that still works with actually, who lives at the other end of the block. And for years, I would drive in front of their house, leaving my house, and I would do and eventually they had told Stacy, like, we don't like when he does that, and I had to stop doing it. Okay, but I do it. It's just something that I do. And I'm not saying it's right, it's good. It's just who I am.
Yeah, you think
know
you
what
do
I mean?
that, Max is inside excited, dad's
Yeah,
home.
I do it
for her.
My father beeped at strangers.
Yeah.
I do that. Does she like it all the time? No, she hates it.
Yeah.
My kids like it. Samantha, no. Max, sometimes. Anna gets a kick at anything I do, so it doesn't matter. But I'll beep at strangers. My father picked up hitchhikers when I was a kid with me in the car.
He murdered them. He murdered them.
Yeah. I mean, so...
My father picked up and murdered hitchhikers.
Yeah,
when we were kids.
my father, Rex Hirschman. Hirschman. Steve Hirschman. Hirschman.
He's Swedish?
Yeah, no, Hirman, I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know.
But-
Can I ask a question, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
You just said real quick when you were passing the people you bought the house from, you did like a little.
Oh, no, the people that they told us about the house. So we.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. When
Yeah.
you passed the house, you described the beep that you did.
Same beep.
Is that... Oh, so that would be the beep at home? Because I think that's part of it. Like, if you just lean on it, that's like mean.
Oh, no,
if
no.
you do a little beep, beep.
My
like, that's a
father
little-
was no. It's always That's the beep. That's the beep.
That's a fun beep.
But again, just because it's a fun beep, and I think it's
you-
a fun beep, it doesn't mean that she does.
But women
but
lack humor.
But I can say to her, but here's the thing though, I can say to her, it's unreasonable that you don't think that's a fun beep. But it's really not unreasonable. If she doesn't like it, doesn't mean that I think that she. I know what you're saying, and I believe me. I love the beep. It was my thing as my I wish my father was alive to give me that beep right now.
Yeah.
You know,
I do it. You should tell her that.
She knows that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, believe me. She's like she knows I'm my father's
Stacey, I
son.
wish my father was alive to do that beep, and I'm just trying to
she
carry
knows
on his
that.
legacy.
And she wishes he was alive too, just not to do that beep.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of things that I do that drive her crazy that he would do to my mother also.
Yeah.
And that's just who he was and it's who I am. And at this point, it's probably not changing.
No, exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
You're not going to
probably
change annoying her. She's not going to change being annoyed by it.
And you know what? But I even texted her today. I'm like, listen, I did not. There wasn't meant to be a rush beep. It was meant to be a fun beep, but that doesn't mean you have to like it, and I understand it. Now, the truth is, the next time we're in a situation where I'm coming home in a rush like that, will I have the ability to stop myself from doing it? No, I don't think I will.
Nope.
Like, I don't think I have the self-control to be able to do it. I just think that's who I am. I've morphed into somewhat my dad in a lot
Can't
of
wait to
situations.
drive by your house tonight and beep.
Oh yeah, the beep. Yeah. Oh no, my neighbors, like there are neighbors, the Cavanese who live around the block. Like I'll do it to them all the time, and they'll like
Yeah,
So there are
exactly,
people that the Harringtons love it. Well, now when I'm saying people love it, I'm just saying these are people who have not filed complaints.
These are people who don't feel comfortable telling you that they hate
Like
it.
if you ask the Botkins next door, they've been hearing beeps like that for years.
Yeah.
We've gotten along fine as
I
neighbors
bet
for
Suzanne
20-some years.
Galena hates it.
Suzanne, but here's the thing though: if Suzanne hated it, she would tell me
Yeah,
that she hated it.
that's
She
true.
wouldn't, So she may hate it; just hasn't gotten around to telling it to me yet.
Yeah.
But there have been things that she's not like that I do as a neighbor, and she's told me.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is the Botkins, I don't know, like we've gotten along well for 20-something years, but I can only imagine there are things that I've done as a neighbor that has been highly annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
they
true.
just don't
I can only
say, they don't tell me.
imagine. Yeah.
You know, they don't tell me. But
like me, I keep it to myself, and then
yeah, that's right. That's
I-
exactly right.
Then I dread Tuesday nights for an hour, and then
You dread it. Yeah. You could choose to Buscemi me. Let's talk about that for a
Oh,
second.
my goodness, you heard about Steve Buscemi?
You had texted me over the weekend about it, and you genuinely seemed upset.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was a joke at first. I didn't know that you were being real about it.
Yeah.
What? So was he just a random victim
random
of
attack
these random attacks?
Of these random attacks that the animals in the city feel comfortable doing,
Yeah.
because of the lawlessness and how easygoing law enforcement has to be with them because of our lovely mayor. Mm-hmm. And there's this last year.
It's not just the mayor. We realize.
Well, I
It's
know.
just- it's also the other-
that's really the this in particular. I think
is the mayor.
yeah.
Okay.
Specifically,
We don't want to
Steve
forget
Buscemi.
about that one guy, Carl Esther, or whatever his name is.
Carl Higginton. Yeah.
What was the guy that I had a whole episode about that I was carrying on about? Now I can't remember his name.
But yeah.
Carl Esther. Yeah.
That's kind of a different. That's a little more serious, and it goes a little bit further. But I think
Yeah.
something like this, these random little attacks, are due to the mayor. But
Okay.
yeah, last year was Rick Moranis. This year, Steve Buscemi's walking in the city, randomly attacked, and
Punched in the face.
Yeah. Brutally attacked, and
Unfucking believable.
I don't. Has that person not seen Billy Madison?
You don't
don't
want to
mess
be on
with
that
Steve
list.
Buscemi, yeah.
You want to be on that list?
I'm glad I called that guy.
Yeah,
You know, like
crossing off
That's
the
how
pad.
that's how the judge should handle
Yeah.
the Steve Buscemi thing. Be like, Mr. Whatever your name is, probably something ethnic. Mr. Lopez,
Mr. Keegan.
Have you ever seen the movie Billy Madison? Oh no, I haven't. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Lopez, have you seen Billy Madison? Oh yes, very funny movie. Okay, you're acquitted.
You're acquitted, right? It's just crazy that happened. And Steve Buscemi is, he's obviously connected. He's a former FDNY guy. Valley Stream guy.
Yeah.
People, you can't fuck with a Valley Stream guy. Yeah. He's connected to the FDNY.
And during 9/11, even at the height of his fame, he went and helped out at the Ground Zero during 9/11.
He is connected to the mafia through The Sopranos.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That's the last guy you want to attack.
You're gonna fuck, and the whole Billy Madison thing.
Yeah, that Billy Madison thing terrified me because I went to high school with 18 guys like that.
Oh God! Do you think that they're gonna find this motherfucker, the Buscemi guy?
Yeah,
they posted a picture.
Did they have a picture of him?
Oh, so there's video.
Oh yeah, there was a little bit of a video of like him right before the attack. But,
oh my God!
They're gonna find the guy and he's gonna be released and he's gonna get free Met tickets.
And to make this even weirder, yeah, exactly. When Buscemi did Boardwalk Empire,
yeah,
oh, another
great show.
Buscemi's the greatest.
Oh, he really is.
Yeah,
the guy that played Arnold Rothstein on that show, same thing happened to him like a month ago in the city.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
And that guy they caught.
Yeah.
So are they punching celebrities in the face?
I think they just ran because everybody's getting attacked in the city. I got attacked 3 times in the city on Tuesday.
Oh my God!
Well, that was Carl.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Right. Well, it was somebody ethnic.
My glory holes are not attacks. that's voluntary.
They are the way that I do them.
That's why you're out with Posey the other night.
That's why I was with Posey at Panera Bread.
Well, how did that come about, by the way? You and the Bozeman just hooked up for lunch?
Me and the Bozeman hang out. So you know what he has? We had a tenant in the basement at the house, and who was an absolute piece of garbage.
Who? Your house?
Carla's house.
Oh, in Freeport.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Turns out the guy was a drug dealer.
Oh my God.
He was like $15,000 behind back rent. Like the guy didn't pay. And then one day we just get a call. He goes, I had to get out of here. I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm not coming back. So he left, and he left the place a mess. And so the guy was, I don't know what he was doing down there. Like we smelled weed one day, so I knew he was like smoking down there.
Well, that's good to know at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we went down there, and he sealed all the vents in the basement. He had stuffed them with stuffing, and not like stovetop. Delicious.
Is this turkey? Do you have any gravy for this?
He stuffed them and duct taped the vents, I guess, so he could smoke down there, and the smell wouldn't come upstairs.
Okay.
The guy was just a piece of shit, but
yeah.
So, Bo's a very handy guy. You wouldn't know where to look at him, but
I know he is. I know he works for elevators and such.
Exactly. He's a very handy guy. So he's been helping us with some stuff around the house. Doing some cleanup down there so we could rent the place back out again. So he comes over. We'll cook for him. Okay. And then last night we went out to Panera Bread.
So is there anything that the guy left of value that you can sell, or
he had left an ATV and a motorcycle, but ended up having it picked up. Somebody had picked it up in the middle of the night. We were going to sell that, but now we found a cello.
Oh, wow.
A giant, I don't know if it's a bass or a cello, whatever it is, like the giant violin thing.
Oh, my God.
We found one of those, so I think we could sell that because he didn't claim that.
Wow.
And, and also a hydraulic press. Which
that's good.
That's found out that people use that to press cocaine, though.
Oh, boy.
So I don't think he was pressing.
So needless to say,
Posey picked that up.
Needless to say, it was a very arduous screening process.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But, yeah, so at least the guy's gone, but Posey's been doing a lot, helping us around the house a lot, fix up little things, and we're doing it. We did a spring cleanup of the yard together yesterday, so he's a helpful guy. He's a good guy.
Were you guys trying to get this scourge of the earth out of the house?
Yeah, and it's impossible to do that. It's with squatters' rights and everything. Yeah, it's impossible to do that. The guy was not paying.
Yeah.
He had blocked our numbers so we couldn't get in touch with him.
Well, didn't he live downstairs?
He did, but he was rarely there.
Oh, okay.
You know, so you can never get a hold of the guy.
I'm not here. Leave me alone.
I know, he kept screaming up that he wasn't there. I'm like, all right, well, when you come home, could you...
I'm blocking your number right now.
You hear the phone ringing down there.
Exactly.
It's not me.
Yeah. But he's gone, thank God, not coming back. And
Just put chicken stuffing in the vents. Guys, you have any gravy?
yeah, that
Holy
guy,
shit.
oh my God. So it was a whole thing. But yeah, so that's how Bosey's gotten into the picture. He's a very helpful
Wow,
guy.
that was good. You could have at least taken him to. So you took him to
Well, his girlfriend's daughter wanted to go to Panera.
Okay, I
So
gotcha.
that's why I was going to cook. I bought steaks to make yesterday.
Is this girl not the person you?
No, not that
okay,
one.
okay.
A new one. A
New
different
one.
one.
She's
Okay.
awesome, by the way.
Yeah, she's very cool. She's all.
Listen,
She's
Jeff's a great guy. He's
Jeff's a
great
good guy.
She's cute and she's flirty.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
her.
There's got to be something wrong with her.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
She's like normal and attractive and has a good personality. I'm like, what? What's going on here?
Bosey's a good guy.
He
That's
is.
why.
He's a great. He's salt of the earth.
Yes, absolutely.
He is.
And I'm not trying to make a segue here because I was going to make a joke about the girl probably has a wiener or something.
Yeah, no,
but
exactly.
she doesn't obviously.
I don't know. Maybe she
doesn't.
does. No, she has a child.
Can you explain to me? No, Bosey's a great kid. Like
He is.
there's nothing not to
no,
like.
He really is, man. He's been super helpful.
He's a good guy.
The house. He doesn't ask anything in return.
This is not a segue at all from Bosey, but can you explain to me? Jim Norton is married to
Trans person. Yeah.
so, but a trans person who still is intact with a penis, though.
Still has a penis, yeah. And,
So-
it's always been a joke that Norton was into like trans and stuff.
Oh,
and,
so it's the thing.
but
He
it is
likes-
it's a thing,
so
and
he's
he's
was he bisexual originally or
yeah,
oh, okay.
he was. I mean, it was always
Okay.
everybody that was in that circle knew.
Okay,
but
I didn't know
it
that.
was not. Yeah, but it was not. It
I thought
always-
he was
it always a
hetero
bit of a
all along,
joke.
and then all of a sudden started
No,
dating
but I mean,
someone
he's been with many women, like actual
Yeah.
regular women.
yeah,
I can't call them.
no, it's
But
intact women, regular.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But this one now, and I love their relationship. Like she's super fun, and they
Oh,
have,
yeah,
they have
no,
a great podcast.
I
together.
saw it. It's hilarious, but
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was just a brand new thing where all of a sudden
No,
he
she's
liked the D. Like
yeah,
I didn't
she's
know.
an actual trans person with
Intact penis.
Yeah, pre-op trans.
Yeah.
and Jim Norton's married to her now. And
Is that
she's
an
beautiful.
actual terminal? Pre-op trans, is that a real
I
word?
think so. I think that's the
Is it?
politically correct thing to
Okay.
say.
All right. Okay.
Chick with a dick. Is that-
No, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the terminology, and obviously,
Yeah, I think it's pre-op trans. I don't
yeah.
know what you can call them. It's
Okay.
gonna be something new tomorrow. You're gonna have to call them like uncut roosters or something. I don't know. Like,
yeah, uncut cocks.
yeah.
I wanted to tell you, I was in your town the other day. We had a
I knew
wonderful.
it.
We had that Colony Diner in East Meadow, man.
Colony Diner's great.
Fucking shit! It is
That's-
so. I mean, listen, you can be good for a couple of hunch easily in there, but it's quite a meal.
It's expensive, but I mean that's been my diner since I was a kid and high school. That's where we go for lunch, or me and my friend.
Did you guys do
and
late nights there?
And then
with,
I
like-
was gonna say in college, and all my friends, we all worked in the bars. Or we went out to the
Yeah.
bars, like the Hofstra bars. Always end up there at 4:00 in the morning.
So you'd leave McKeeb's and then come to fucking
100%
Colony?
McKeeb's. All my friends worked at McKeeb's, and then we'd go over to the Colony, get some cheese fries and gravy, and
my God.
chocolate chip pancakes.
It's such a cool environment.
What'd you
in
get
there.
when you were there?
So I am. I'll actually segue to what I had and the ultimate story. I had my usual go-to. I get breakfast for dinner a lot.
Yeah.
And my breakfast for dinner is a 3 egg white omelet with grilled onions, buttered wheat toast, and some well done fries or hash browns.
Nice.
That's my go-to.
That's a solid. That's a solid
Yeah,
meal.
that's my go-to. So we happen to really like the waitress that we had, young waitress. I think she had said she was hard of hearing. I don't know if she was joking, but she asked us to repeat ourselves a few times. But so she serves our meals. Max gets silver dollar pancakes, and Samantha gets a veggie burger because she's a vegetarian, and Anna and Stacy get like chicken wraps or
So
turkey
all of
wraps.
you went. So it was
Yeah, the five of us.
$450
It was
bill.
$625.
Yeah.
I had to cash
Yeah.
bonds and
Yeah.
his Barry Bonds. You know, to pay for it. But the waitress came back after everything was served, and she saw that I was like a little bit. She's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I know this is
Oh,
gonna
I'm
sound
Jewish.
no, but I never send anything back. Like, you can have a fucking cactus sticking out of my goddamn sandwich. Yeah. I don't, but I happen to like buttered wheat toast, but I have a weird thing where I can't eat butter unless it's melted. Like, I can't eat, like, if you just smear butter on a fucking piece of bread, I cannot eat it. It spews me out. Yeah. So, I'm like, I know this is going to be weird, but can you take this back and just put it in, like, the microwave for, like, 10 seconds, you know? So she's like, oh, my God, no problem at all. So she comes back, and it's perfect. It's like, not only, by the way, does she bring me back my order of toast with butter melted, she brings me back a whole new order, you know? So I say to her, and I'm like, I say to her,
it's been in my ass, but, you know, enjoy it.
I say to her, I say, be honest with me. Is this like in the top 10 things of weird questions that's ever been asked of you? She's like, oh my God, it's not even like in the top 100, you know? And then I was like, how about if you sit in my face and I eat it? How's that? And she's like, and then everyone at the table just left.
Max and Anna and Samantha were all,
she's like, top five. Yeah. No, what I did say,
Stacy's like, I wish you would just beep the horn.
No, what I did say when she walked away, though, and to try to get my kids laugh, which they did, I'm like, how about if you stick it up your ass? I was gonna say that. But she was amazing. Like, I gave her.
It's a great diner. We had every single night we would go there. It was our waiter was Gino. He was the best.
Gino
nice. Was the best. He'd bring it. You know, we'd always get breakfast, but he'd still bring us the coleslaw and pickles.
Oh, by the way,
bacon.
So we had made a big deal. We love diner pickles, and we said, like, I said to her, like, just 67 pickles. Can I tell you that she brought us the equivalent of probably 20 pickles cut up in halves?
Yeah.
That we had so many left that we took a tin home of pickles. So,
and she probably didn't even realize that we're Jewish. You're not going to tip her.
Oh my God! And I'm like, she is getting at least 18.5%.
Exactly.
18.5%.
It sounds great. That place has always been good. It's always been quality. The staff is always good there. You know what my go-to is there?
What?
The Pilgrim wrap. You ever have the Pilgrim wrap?
I'm assuming it's turkey,
and cranberry sauce,
and a black brim hat.
Turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing on the wrap, and the thing is huge. It could feed 4 people. It's great.
So it's basically a Thanksgiving
dinner. It's like
dinner.
Thanksgiving dinner and a wrap. Yeah,
I never heard of that before.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing. 4 people can share it.
Yeah.
Comes with a side of smallpox.
That's right. That's good. That's good.
No, it's awesome.
Can I have a side of Mayflower with that? The check came to $101,
That's
which
not
is not bad
for 5 people.
because we had like Max had breakfast, I had breakfast, you know, and
Stacy, you can have a small soup.
So she had half a soup. That's it, a cup. So the 18%.
Stacy just had your extra bread that she brought.
What tip? 18% would have been what, $18?
Yeah.
So how much did I give her?
You gave her $20.
I gave her $5 bills.
I was saying 5 singles. $25 tip. That's nice, dude.
But I went over there and I handed it to her like she had won, hit the exact price on Price is Right. I was like, here you go, young lady.
Like she hit the hand pay jackpot at the Borgata.
Reach into my pocket. You know, like Bob Bulk used to keep the money in his like. I had my suit jacket.
All right, check the back pocket now.
Yeah. No, I had my suit jacket. I was wearing shorts, but I had my sports coat on.
You had to make sure that she knew that you.
Well, I actually paid the check in a credit card, and I had cash.
I'm surprised you didn't have 25 singles and you just making it rain like you're gossip.
No, what had happened was I was planning on paying. I had some cash on me, but I had bought scratch offs for Stacy for Mother's Day, and she scratched them at dinner. And every time that she would win a ticket, she made me give her the cash. So she would give me the yeah. She doesn't want to have to do the activity.
Yeah, exactly.
So I actually was just paying her off like I was the guy in the candy store. So then I was down cash, and I was like, I don't have enough to pay the check in cash, but I have enough to pay the tip in cash.
Okay.
So I paid the guys at the front the 101 on the card, and then I gave her the crisp $5 bills.
Look at that. All right.
5 of them, yeah.
He just shoved it into her bra.
Yeah, I just stuffed it right in there, yeah. And because she was hard of healing, I'm like, here, for you. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not blind, right? $5 bills.
Let me tell you that we had 6 leftover trays from there. You get, I mean,
Yeah.
the-
You get a
the
lot of food.
Sweet potato fries for days.
Yeah.
To the moon.
To the moon.
Yeah, to the moon. So,
Wonderful.
yeah, it was
Colony
really
Diner's
great. I don't want to. I know this was important to you. So before we go, I know you wanted to have Tony read the or pull up the. I guess you were on Chat GBT.
Chat GBT.
What?
Yeah.
So explain to me, Chat GBT.
It's like AI, and
Yeah.
you could you type something in and it'll give you feedback if you want to
so
know facts about
Tony's
a
gonna
celebrity.
punch it up before we wrap up. I'll go ahead and read this. So
I enjoy
you went ahead
because I don't really do Wikipedia anymore. I'll do like Chat GPT. Like, can you give me some interesting facts about Benjamin Franklin?
Yeah. So basically, you were feeling a little bit down on yourself. You wanted to get a little confidence.
Yeah, a
and,
little boost because somebody that I know who's not as well known in comedy as I am.
Yes.
Typed themselves into Chat GPT and it had some nice little
Nice
feedback.
things.
I'm like I could use a little lifting up.
So let's see. Based on your research of the internet, what are your thoughts on comedian Mike Keegan? Not a bad
I
question.
typed
to
that
ask.
into Chat GPT and
Verbatim, you did.
Here's your response.
And the response is, I'm sorry, but I don't have information on a comedian named Mike Keegan in my current database. It's possible he's a lesser-known comedian or hasn't gained widespread recognition yet. If you have any other questions or topics you'd like to discuss, feel free to ask. So basically, it's
and then I
like,
asked, "Hey, ChatGPT, why can't you go fuck yourself?"
I mean, is that really like if I punch in ChatGPT, there might be more information?
There might be more, but like somebody that I know that's barely a comic typed in, what do you feel about this
me?
person?
Is that what you're saying? Yeah. All right.
And it said, this person has done this. I've been in Newsday, goddammit. I'm banned from theaters on Long Island.
You have
Not just theaters.
It's true.
That's right.
That's
right. You have.
I'm not allowed
definitely-
to. I'm so famous. I'm not allowed to perform anywhere.
Right. Our mics are cut here for the past 2 weeks, actually. Well, I am going to pull up the ChatGPT for next week's show.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll see if I have some more accolades than you do.
Exactly.
It doesn't sound like I have any less accolades than you do.
Like if you Google me, think
Oh,
of
yeah.
ChatGPT is like this super intuitive database of knowledge.
Yeah.
ChatGPT basically did George Carlin's entire new special.
special,
that he
yeah, the
did.
AI special?
It's all AI, and they can't find one goddamn fact about me to say something nice.
Oh, no. If I was to go ahead and Google you right now, it would be 67 pictures of Chaz Bono. But at least it's something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's this guy.
Oh, right. That's right. That's right.
What's what I typed in Mike Keegan without comedian at first, and it's like, oh, there's a soccer coach named Mike Keegan.
Yeah.
And all these great facts, and then I'm like, what about comedian Mike Keegan? Oh, nothing. This guy's unknown.
You're lesser known.
And, yeah.
Well, what is the as we wrap up here? What is
time
the
to drink water? I have a reminder to drink water on my phone.
Oh, good boy.
Yeah.
You said too bad you don't have any water.
No, I know. Can I have some of your water? Don't
yeah.
grab your water like I'm going to take
Hiding
it.
What does the lesser known Mike Keegan have going on this weekend before we wrap up for the evening, boys?
Oh, we have some good stuff coming up. We have actually this weekend. I'm off. I have no comedy.
Good.
It's Juliana's communion, her first Holy Communion
Son
on
of a
Saturday.
bitch. Terrific.
So we're doing that.
Great.
We're going to celebrate her life.
Good.
And but you got some good stuff coming up next weekend. I'll be at Catch a Rising Star in Princeton, New Jersey.
I love that.
All weekend. And the most important thing is June 21st, the Brokerage Comedy Club. Tickets on sale now at govs.com. It's
govs.com. Buy those tickets to see Mikey perform.
That's right.
Along with some other very, very funny people.
Yeah, June 21st.
I love it. And Anthony, what do you have? The Murder Mystery Tour?
Yeah, we have some dates with Governors in the fall.
Yeah.
We have our Triple X Trivia Show on September 28th.
Good.
And this Thursday, 2 nights from now, in Brooklyn. A film that I'm involved in, actually a reality show. It's the pilot is getting a premiere screening.
Whoa,
Whoa.
that's
in
awesome.
Brooklyn. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Wow.
So,
That'll be fun.
yeah, that's open to the public if anybody's interested. It's called Christina Can. Fudge is a part of it.
Oh, I love Fudge.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
I love Fudge.
yeah, it's a cool project.
And we don't do this enough, but if for those of you who don't feel like you get enough of Tony's voice on our show every Tuesday night, Tony is on the air Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, usually from 11 to 12:30, give or take.
It's actually back to 5 days a week.
Back to
I
5
see.
days a week.
Told yous.
Tony's show is called Knock 'em Dead Comedy.
That's right.
He has an
Just like
assortment of guests.
just like the murder mystery shows.
Similar type
Okay.
thing. He does trivia. He has different guests. He has Fat Jay on here sometimes. Maybe you'll have a Hugh Murray. Maybe you'll have an Andre Plajanos. What is it called?
Yep.
Andy Plajanos.
Plajanos. You'll have him.
I have Sam.
Jay.
No, Samantha Ramsdell. Is that,
Samantha Ramsdell.
Samantha Hirschman.
Yeah, Samantha.
Samantha Ramsdell. I don't know.
Samantha.
She's playing governors this weekend.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
You have his friend Seb. You have
Samantha Breb.
Samantha Walker. Samantha Hirschman. Seb J. You'll have on. Yeah. Good stuff. Very good. Is John Valby back here?
Samantha
again?
John
Ramsdell.
Valby's coming here.
He's
Yeah,
playing here this Saturday.
Holy
I'm
shit.
so mad. Actually, I might be able to come. I'm gonna
What
try
time
to.
is that at?
I'm gonna try to sneak.
Probably 8 o'clock.
I'm gonna try to sneak
man,
out
I
of the
might-
communion because I would love to see John Valby here.
7 p.m.
The
Oh my
first
God.
time I was ever in this club was to see John Valby.
Really?
Yeah.
have to
Dude,
find-
in
1990.
in high school, me and my buddy, didn't even have my car yet. We had a John Valby CD, and we would just sit in the parking lot of our high school, blasting the John Valby CD and just laughing our asses off.
I tried so hard to get him on my show.
Pulling
They
each
wouldn't
other's
do it.
balls.
Dirty, yeah.
So
Oh
great.
man, that would
Wow.
be amazing.
Good
I know-
stuff.
yeah.
Thank you for that. by
Thank
the way.
you. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you both for
Thank
everything.
you. Thank you for
guys do
everything.
Day in and day
This
out.
will be the last show. Thank you. All right, guys. We appreciate you. What is Nick's up by 11? Thank you, Steve Spragus. Congrats to Samantha. Very good. We appreciate you guys for watching, listening, sharing. We had some activity going on with some Instagram reels and TikToks from Pat Marone's visit last week, so that was great.
Good old Patty
And
Marone.
we do have some good guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. We have Kevin Downey coming up soon. We have some other people coming up, so we'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much. Have a great night.